grapes, you get a sixth for free.
Wow.
You don't want one?
No. Oh, that one gets on my nerves. Too stuck up to buy from us nowadays.
So you managed to get here at last, Barry.
Morning, Jean.
Late as usual, of course. It's 11:30. Our appointment was for 11.
I'm sorry, I've been waiting long.
No, as you saw, I just arrived myself.
Oh, I guess I don't feel so bad if you
It's different to me. I don't like waiting. I have no time to waste. And as you're always late, I come late on purpose. At a time when I presume you'll be there.
Right.
Now don't try to tell me you're ever on time.
No, of course not. I wouldn't say that.
There you are, you see?
What are you drinking?
Don't tell me you have a thirst at this time in the
Oh,
morning.
it's so hot and dry.
The more you drink, the thirstier you get. Popular science tells us that.
It would be less dry and we'd be less thirsty. I think that's some scientific clouds in the sky.
That wouldn't help you any. It's not water you're thirsty for, Barry.
I don't understand what you mean.
You're in a bad way, my friend.
Bad way? You think so?
I'm not blind. You're dead tired. You have gone without your sleep again. You yawn all the time.
There's something the matter with my hair.
Oh, you reek of alcohol.
I have to have a bit of a hangover, it's true.
It's the same story every Sunday. Not to mention the other days of the week.
Oh no, it's less frequent during the week. Because of the office.
And what's happened to your tie? Lost it during your orgy, I suppose.
You're right. That's funny. What have I done with it?
Here. Put this one on.
Oh. Thank you.
Your hair is all over the place. Here's a comb.
Oh. Thank you.
You haven't even shaved. Just take a look at yourself.
Oh. My phone call code.
I'm not surprised. You're heading for cirrhosis, my friend.
Do you think so?
Keep the tie.
You always look so immaculate.
Your clothes are a disgrace. Your shirt is filthy. Your shoes haven't been touched. What is on your shoulders?
What's the matter with my shoulders?
Turn around. No, turn around. You've been leaning against some wall or something. Where did you get all of this?
I don't remember.
It's a positive disgrace. I feel ashamed to be your friend.
Very hard.
I have every reason to be.
Listen, Jean. There are so few distractions in this town. I get so bored. I'm not made for work I'm doing. Every day at the office, 8 hours a day. When Saturday night comes along, I feel exhausted. You know how it is, just to relax.
My friend, everybody has to work. I spend 8 hours a day in the office just the same as anyone else. Willpower.
But not everyone has as much willpower as you have. I just can't get used to life.
You have to get used to it. Everyone has to get used to it. Or do you consider yourself some superior being?
I don't pretend to be.
I'm just as good as you are. In all due modesty, I may say I'm better. The superior person is the person who fulfills their duty.
Duty?
Their duty. Their duty as an employee, for example.
Yeah, their duty as an employee.
Where did your debauch take place last night, if you can remember?
We were celebrating August's birthday, our friend August.
Our friend August. Nobody invited me to our friend August's birthday.
Perhaps we weren't invited.
Good morning, folks. Can I get you something to drink?
It's true, I was not invited. That honor was denied me, but I can assure you that even if I had been invited, I would not have gone because... What is it? Whatever is happening.
Whatever is it?
Oh, rhinoceros!
Oh, a rhinoceros! Oh my god! Oh, a rhinoceros! That's quick, come and look, it's a rhinoceros!
It's rushing straight ahead, we're going into the shop windows!
Whereabouts?
Well, come and look!
Oh, a rhinoceros! A rhinoceros going full tilt on the opposite side of the pavement!
Oh, a rhinoceros!
Yeah!
Oh, a rhinoceros! Oh, it's a rhinoceros!
Oh, the boys were going against.
Watch out!
of all things.
Did you see that?
Certainly looks as if it was a rhinoceros.
Of all things, it gave me such a scare. Oh, your basket, and all your things.
Silly, these days you never know.
Fancy that. Oh, can I help you with your things?
Thank you. How kind. It gave me such a scare.
Fear isn't a rational thing, it must yield to reason.
It's already out of sight.
My friend is a logician.
What did you think of that?
Those animals can certainly travel. It's very nice to meet you.
That'll teach you to buy your things from somebody else.
You don't often see that.
I still didn't let my cat go.
What did you think of that?
Would you hold him for a moment? First time I've seen
Passed
that.
like a comet.
He wouldn't hurt a fly. What happened to my wine?
Oh, I've got one more.
What did you think of that?
Good stuff too.
Don't just hang about. Look after these gentlemen.
What did I think of what?
Oh, and you never heard about the bottle.
Of the rhinoceros, of course. What do you think I meant?
I've got some first class wine in unbreakable bottles.
What are you drinking? 2 brandies, right? 2 brandies.
Well, what did you think of that?
Well, nothing. Made a lot of noise.
I've got some great leaks as well. It's 100 earlier.
Thank you. You're so kind. So nice to come across old-fashioned courtesy, not like young people these days.
Oh, you can buy from me. You don't have to cross the street. You wouldn't run the risk of these accidents.
But you must admit it's extraordinary.
It was a great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much for holding my cat.
Yeah. Let him stop. Stop. Let him go.
2 brandies.
Oh, you're incorrigible.
May I accompany you part of the way?
I asked for mineral water. She was mistaken.
Perhaps some other time.
Oh, delightful creature.
I just can't get over it. A rhinoceros.
I'm going to explain to you what syllogism is. Yes, a syllogism.
I just can't get over it. It's unthinkable.
A syllogism consists of a main proposition, a secondary one, and a conclusion. What conclusion?
Oh, I just can't get over it.
Yes, I can see you can't. Alright. It was a rhinoceros. So it was a rhinoceros. It's miles away from here. Miles away.
But you must admit it's fantastic. A rhinoceros goes racing through the middle of town and you don't bat an eyelid. It shouldn't be allowed. Take your hand over your mouth.
Yeah. It shouldn't go up. It's dangerous. I had to realize.
We should protest to the town council. What is the council there for?
Excuse me.
Perhaps the rhinoceros escaped from a zoo.
You're daydreaming.
I do dream. Life is a dream.
You're certainly daydreaming when you say it escaped from a zoo.
I only said perhaps.
Because there's been no zoo in our town since the council banned all animals after the plague ages ago.
And maybe it came from a circus.
What circus?
I don't know, some traveling circus.
You know perfectly well that there's been no traveling performers in our town since we were children. They've been banned from the district.
How do I know that? Perhaps it's been hiding ever since under a stone. Or maybe it's been hiding in the surrounding swamps.
The surrounding swamps?
Yeah, sure.
The surrounding swamps, my friend. You live in a thick haze of alcohol. It is clouding your brain. Where do you know of any surrounding swamps?
How would I know then? Maybe it's been nesting on a withered branch.
If you think you're being witty, you're very much mistaken. You're just being a bore with all your stupid paradoxes. You're incapable of talking
I
seriously.
wasn't trying to.
I can't bear people to try and make fun of me.
Dear Jean, I would never allow myself.
Yes, you would. You just have allowed yourself.
No.
Yes, you would. You just have.
How could you possibly think?
I think what is true.
I assure you.
That you were making fun of me. Even you must see how insulting you're being.
I wasn't insulting you. Far from it. You know what tremendous respect I have for you.
Then why do you contradict me, making out that it's not dangerous for a rhinoceros to go racing through the middle of town, particularly on a Sunday when there's children in the streets and adults too?
A lot of them are in church, they don't run any risk.
If you would allow me to finish.
I never said it wasn't dangerous to have a rhinoceros go roaming about. I just said I personally never considered a danger. Hadn't crossed my mind.
You never consider anything.
All right, I agree. A rhinoceros racing about is not a good thing.
It shouldn't be allowed.
Yes, it shouldn't be allowed. It's a ridiculous thing, all right. There's no reason for you and me to quarrel. Why go on at me? Just some stupid quadruped, not worth talking about, which has already disappeared, which doesn't exist any longer. doesn't exist. Let's talk about something else, Gina. There are plenty of other subjects for conversation. To you.
Put that glass down. You're not to drink it.
No point in leaving it quiet.
Put it down, I tell you.
I don't want her to see this.
Oh, your behavior is unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. Why are you afraid of that girl?
Oh, please be quiet, please be
She
quiet.
doesn't look to be an unpleasant person.
Sorry, I must apologize.
Yeah, you see, this is what comes from drinking. You're losing control of your movements. You're digging your own grave. Destroying yourself.
I don't even like the taste of alcohol much. Yeah, if I don't think I'm done for. It's as if I'm fighting, and so I pray not to be frightened any longer.
Frightened of what?
I don't know exactly. I feel out of place in life among people, so I drink. It calms me, it relaxes me so I can forget. I'm just so tired. I've been tired for years. I'm conscious of my body all the time, as if it was made of lead, or as if I'm carrying another man on my back. I don't know. I take the drink in the lead, so it's okay. I recognize myself. I'm weak.
You try to escape from yourself. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. No harm done.
No harm done.
Excuse me.
You certainly are strong.
Yes, I am strong. I'm strong for several reasons. In the first place, I'm strong because I'm naturally strong. And in the second place, I'm strong because I have moral strength. I'm also strong because I'm not riddled with alcohol. I don't wish to offend you, Barry, but I feel I must tell you that it's alcohol that weighs so heavy on me.
Here's an example of a syllogism. The cat has 4 paws. Isidore and Fred have 4 paws. Therefore, Isidore and Fred are cats.
My dog's got 4 paws.
Then it's a cat.
I really have the strength to go on living, and I don't even want to.
So then, logically speaking, my dog must be a cat?
Logically, yes, but the contrary is also true.
Solitude seems to oppress me, and so does the company of other people.
You contradict yourself. What oppresses you, solitude or the company of others? You call yourself a thinker, and yet you're devoid of logic.
Logic is a very beautiful thing.
As long as it's not abused.
Life is not normal business. There are more dead people than living, and their numbers are increasing. The living are getting rarer.
The dead don't exist. And yet you are oppressed by them too. How can you be oppressed by something that doesn't exist?
I'm not going to fight this myself.
You don't exist, my dear Barry, because you don't think. Start thinking and then you will.
Okay, another syllogism. All cats die. Socrates is dead. Therefore, Socrates is a cat.
And he's got 4 paws. That's true. I have a cat named Socrates.
Fundamentally, you're just a bluffer and a liar. You say that nothing interests you. And yet, there's someone who does.
Who?
Your little friend from the office you just went past. You're very fond of her. You didn't want her to see you in your present state. That proves you're not indifferent towards everything. But how can you expect Daisy to be attracted to a drunkard?
So Socrates was a cat, was he?
Let's get back to our cats.
In any case, I think she's already got her eye on someone.
Oh, who?
Drew, not his colleague. Qualified in law, with a big future in the firm. And Daisy's affections, I just can't compete with him.
So Isidore has 4 paws.
How do you know?
It's stated in the hypothesis!
She thinks a lot of them, whereas I've got no future. I've got no qualifications. I don't stand a chance.
So you're giving up just like that?
What else can I do?
Fred also has 4 paws. So how many paws have Isidore and Fred?
Separately or together?
Life is a struggle. It's cowardly not to put up a fight.
What can I do? I've got nothing to put up a fight with.
Then find yourself some weapons, my friend.
8 paws.
Logic involves mental arithmetic, you see?
It certainly has many aspects.
There are no limits to logic.
What weapons?
I'm going to show you.
The weapons of patience and culture, the weapons of the mind. Turn yourself into a keen and brilliant intellect. Get yourself up to the mark.
If I were to take 2 paws away from each of the cats, how many would each have left?
That's not so easy.
On the contrary, it's simple.
Maybe simple for you, but not for me.
Come on. Exercise your will. Concentrate.
I don't see how.
You have to be told everything.
Okay, all right. Just take a sheet of paper and calculate. If I were to take 2 paws away from each cat, how many paws would each have left?
Okay, this is what you must do. Dress yourself properly, shave every day, put on a clean shirt,
Water's so expensive.
cut down on your drinking. This is the way to come out into the world. A fresh face, a well-cut suit, shoes well polished, ready for the day.
There are several possible solutions.
Then what do? Tell me, I'm listening.
I'm listening.
You're a timid creature, but not without talent.
I got talent. Me?
So use it. Keep abreast of the cultural and literary events of our times.
One solution is you could have 1 cat with 4 paws and 1 with 2.
Take advantage of the free time you do have. Don't just let yourself drift.
Another solution is you could have 1 cat with 5 paws, another one with 1. Would this be cats then?
Why not?
Instead of feeling sick and drunk, isn't it better to be fresh and eager? Even at work. And then you can use what free time you do have constructively.
How do you mean?
By going to museums, reading literary periodicals, going to lectures. That'll solve your problems. It will develop your mind. In 4 weeks, you'll be a cultured man.
You're right.
What's more, by taking 2 of the 8 paws away from the 2 cats,
Instead of squandering all your spare money away on drink, isn't it better to buy a ticket to see an interesting play? Do you know anything about avant-garde theater? There's like so much to talk about. Do you know any of Ionesco's plays?
Unfortunately, no, I don't hear people talk about them.
you could have 1 cat with 6 paws.
There's one playing now. Take advantage of it.
You could have 1 cat with no paws at all.
That would be unjust and therefore illogical.
It would be an excellent initiation to the artistic life of our times.
Not logical?
Because logic means justice.
I will. I promise you.
You promise yourself. That's the main thing.
I get it. Justice.
I make myself a solemn promise. I'll keep my word to myself. Instead of drinking, I'll develop my mind. I feel better already. My head feels clearer.
Justice is one more aspect of
I'm
logic.
going to the theater this evening.
Oh, no, not this evening.
Your mind is getting clearer.
I sincerely hope you keep up your good resolutions, but this evening I'm getting a drink with a friend.
A drink?
What's more, a cat with no paws at all
I promised I would go. I always keep my word.
wouldn't be able to run fast enough to catch mice.
I was just gonna set me a bad example. You're going out drinking.
Poor underprivileged cat, deprived of paws and mice.
It's not the same thing with me. It's not a habit with me. With you, it's not the same thing at all.
Why is it the same thing?
Oh, I'm no drunkard, not me.
It's in a cat's nature to catch mice, even with no paws. They have to do it.
I didn't mean you were a drunkard.
What's in a cat's nature?
Because there's moderation in all things. I'm a moderate person, not like you.
What did you say?
What? What about me? Come on, what?
I said that. What is happening? Oh, a rhinoceros.
Oh, a rhinoceros!
Oh, a rhinoceros! Rhinoceros in the opposite direction.
What is it? Oh, a rhinoceros! What's going on? Rhinoceros!
Oh, a rhinoceros!
A rhinoceros going full tilt on the opposite side of the pavement!
To drop the silk. It's got precious trying to head rushing up against the shop window. Oh, a rhinoceros.
Stop, Daisy!
All things! We'll be charged up for this.
Thanks.
All things.
Brandy. This gentleman's paying.
What, Brandy, right away?
It went past my shop a little while ago.
Oh no, it wasn't the same
Oh, but it
one.
could have been.
Yes, it was. It was the same one.
Did it go past twice
No,
then?
I think it was the same one.
No, it was not the same rhinoceros. The first one that went by had 2 horns on its nose. It was an Asian rhinoceros. This one only had 1. It was an African rhinoceros.
Here's a drop of brandy to pull you together.
You're talking nonsense. How could you possibly tell about its horns?
Make her.
The annual flashbacks of such we hardly even saw. You had not the time to count its horns.
I can calculate quickly. My mind is clear.
Oh, but if I take rush down.
Precisely, one can see all that.
I've got another cat you can have.
Utter nonsense.
No, I'll never have another.
Try and be philosophic about it.
You accuse me of talking nonsense?
Yes, absolutely blithering nonsense.
I've never talked nonsense in my life.
You're just a pagan.
Hey, now.
What's worse, a pagan who's not certain of her own facts. Because in the first place, it's the Asian rhinoceros with 2 horns on his nose, and it's the African with 2.
You're wrong. It's the other way around.
You go so sweet.
Want to bet?
Ooh, they're gonna be the best.
I'm not betting with you. And if anyone around here has 2 horns, it's you Asian rhinoceros!
Oh, they're going to have a fight.
Nonsense, it's just a bet.
I've got no horns, and I never will
Oh,
have.
yes, you
I'm
have!
not Asian either. In any case, Asians are people the same as anyone else.
Yes, Asians are people the same as we are.
That's true.
He's asking for your
She's
opinion.
right, they're people the same as me.
He was so gentle, just like one of us.
Goodbye, gentlemen. You I will not danger. That was good, Mr. Barry. You too mischievous.
I had some friends who were
devoted to
Asians
us.
once, but perhaps they weren't real ones. I've known some real ones. I had an Asian friend once.
You're just a pretentious show-off!
Ooh, it's getting serious now.
He was so clean. He always used his tray.
If that's how you feel, then this will be the last time you'll see me. I'm not wasting my time with a fool like you.
He always made himself understood.
You drunkard!
I'm not gonna stand for that!
You shouldn't have made her angry.
That was my fault.
He could almost talk. In fact, he did.
Go and get a little coffin before thing.
It's the Asian rhinoceros with 2 horns and the African with 1.
But he was saying the opposite.
You were both wrong.
Even so, you were right.
Come with me. We're gonna put him in a little box.
No,
If you
never.
don't mind me saying so, I think Miss Jean was right.
Now you must be reasonable.
It's the Asian rhinoceros with 1 horn and the African with 2, and vice versa.
Oh, we always have to be different from
Daisy was right. I should have never contradicted her.
No, your husband is right. It's the Asian rhinoceros with 1 horn, and the African rhinoceros with 2, and vice
He
versa.
can't stand being contradicted. The slightest disagreement makes her fume.
You're mistaken, my friend.
Her temper's her only fault.
Very sorry, I'm sure.
Deep down, she's got a heart of gold. She's done me many a good turn.
If one of them has 1, then the other one must have.
I'm sorry I wasn't more accommodating, but why is she so obstinate? I didn't mean to exasperate her. She's always making fantastic statements, always trying to dazzle people with her knowledge. She'll never admit she's wrong.
Have you any proof
Proof of what?
of the claim you made earlier? How do you know one of our rhinoceroses has 1 horn and the other 2, and which is which?
He doesn't know any more than we do.
In the first place, we don't know that there was 2. I myself believe there was only 1.
Well, let's just say there were 2 then. Is the one from Asia the one with 2 horns?
No, it's the one from Africa with 1, I think.
Which one is 2 horns?
Excuse me for interrupting, but that's not the question.
Allow me to introduce myself.
My friend, the magician!
Very happy to meet you.
Professional magician. My card.
Well, would you mind telling us then, ma'am, if the African rhinoceros is single horn or is it bicorn?
And is the Asian rhinoceros bicorn?
Or unicorn.
Exactly. But that's not the question.
But that's what we're trying to get at.
Kindly allow me to speak.
Let her speak.
Give her a chance to speak.
We're listening, ma'am.
In the first place, we're deliberating whether or not the rhinoceros which passed by earlier is the same
same as the one that passed by just now, or whether it was another. That is the question to decide.
Yes, but how?
Well, thus you may have seen on 2 occasions a single rhinoceros bearing a single horn.
On 2 occasions, a single rhinoceros.
Bearing a single horn.
And on 2 occasions you also may have seen a rhinoceros with 2 horns.
2 rhinoceroses with 2 horns on 2 occasions.
Exactly. Or again, you may have seen a rhinoceros with 1 horn and another also with 1 horn. Ha! Or again, you may have seen a rhinoceros with 2 horns and then another with 2 horns.
That's true.
Now, if you had seen...
If we had seen.
Yes, if we'd seen.
Now, if you had seen on the first occasion rhinoceros with 2 horns, and on the second occasion rhinoceros with 1 horn,
1 horn.
then that wouldn't be conclusive either.
Even that wouldn't be conclusive.
Hey, why not?
Well, I don't get it at all.
Come inside.
For it is possible that since the first appearance, rhinoceros may have lost one of its horns, rendering the first and second transit to be made by a single beast.
I see.
But that isn't rough.
Now, if you could prove that on the first occasion you saw a rhinoceros with 1 horn, no matter whether Asian or African,
Asian or African.
and on the second occasion a rhinoceros with 2 horns, no matter African or Asian,
African or Asian.
we could then conclude that we were dealing with 1 rhinoceros, or 2 different rhinoceroses, for it is hardly likely that a second rhinoceros, a second horn could grow on the nose of a rhinoceros to be sufficiently visible in the space of a view now.
How you like it.
That seems to make sense. But it doesn't answer the question.
Well, obviously not, my dear sir, but now the question is correctly posed.
It's quite logical. Quite logical.
Well, I'll be off.
I'll also be out.
Well, it may be logical, but... It may be logical, but are we going to stand around and let our cats be run down under our very own eyes by 2 horned rhinoceroses or 1, whether they're Asian or African?
We're not going to stand for our cats getting run over by rhinoceroses or anything else.
No, we're not standing for it.
Are you coming in? The customers will be here any minute.
We're not standing for it.
I should have quarreled with Jean. Give me a brandy.
Coming up.
A double. I should never quarreled with Jean. I should have gone such a rage.
I'll just put it on your tab.
Too upset to go to the museum. Hell, I'll cultivate my mind some other time.
That's all. Read it for yourself, Jean.
Yesterday, just before lunch in the square of our town, a cat was trampled to death by a pachyderm. That's all it says, no other details.
Well, that's clear enough. I never believe journalists. They're all liars. I don't need them to tell me what to think. I believe what I see with my own 2 eyes. I like things to be precise, scientifically valid. I've got a methodical mind. What's a methodical mind got to do with it?
I think it's stated very precisely, Mr. Bow.
You call that precise? And what, pray, does it mean by a pachyderm? What does the editor of a dead cat's column possibly understand by a pachyderm? He doesn't say. And what does he mean by a cat? Oh my God, everyone knows what a cat is. Does it concern a male cat or a female? What breed is it? And what color? The color bar is something I feel very strongly about. I hate it.
What has the color bar got to do with it, Mr. Bow? It's quite beside the point.
Please forgive me, Mr. Papillon, but you can't deny that the color problem is one of the greatest stumbling blocks of our time.
No one's denying that. It's just that in this case...
It's not an issue to be dismissed lightly, Mr. Drew. The course of racial history has shown...
The color bar is not the issue at stake.
Oh, well, it's not an issue to be dismissed lightly.
But we've all just said that none of us is in favor of the color bar. You're obscuring the issue. It's simply a question of a cat being run over by a pachyderm, in this case, a rhinoceros.
I'm a northerner myself. Southerners have got too much imagination. Perhaps it was merely a flea run over by a mouse. People make mountains out of molehills.
Let's just try to get things straight. Did you, yourself, with your own eyes, see a rhinoceros strolling through the streets of town?
Stroll, it ran.
Well, no, not personally, but a lot of very reliable people.
It's obvious they were all making it up. You put too much trust in these journalists. They don't care what they invent to sell their wretched papers and please the bosses they serve. And you mean to tell me that they've taken you in? You, a qualified man of law. Forgive me for laughing,
But I saw it. I actually saw it. I take my oath on it.
Get away with you. I thought you were a sensible girl.
Mr. Bow, I can see straight, and besides, there were plenty of other people around.
They were probably just watching something else. A few idlers with nothing to do. Work-shy loafers.
It happened yesterday, Sunday.
Well, I work Sundays as well. I have no time for priests who do their utmost to get you to go to church just to prevent you from working. Oh, please forgive me, Mr. Papillon, I didn't mean to be offensive. The fact that I despise religion doesn't mean I don't esteem it highly. In any case, do you know what a rhinoceros looks like?
It's a very big, ugly animal.
And you pride yourself on your precise thinking. The rhinoceros
There's no
might
need to start a lecture on the rhinoceros. We are not in school.
Well, that's a pity.
Well, it's gone 9. Miss Daisy, put away the timesheets. Too bad about the latecomers.
Morning, Miss Daisy. I campaign against ignorance wherever I find it. In palace or humble hut. No matter where. Even in printing offices.
I consider you have gone too far.
I think so too, sir.
Are you suggesting that Mr. Drew, your colleague and mine, a law graduate and a first-class employee, is ignorant?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but
Daisy, what about the timesheets?
Good morning, Mr. Papillon.
Sorry, I was almost late. Hello, Drew. Mr. Bow. Well, Barry, did you see the rhinoceros?
Oh, yes, I saw it all right.
So you see, I'm not mad after all.
oh, Mr. Barry just says that out of chivalry.
What's chivalrous about saying you've seen a rhinoceros?
Quite a lot. When it's said to bolster up a fantastic statement by Miss Daisy. Everyone is chivalrous around Miss Daisy. It's quite understandable.
Don't twist the facts, Mr. Bow. Mr. Barry took no part in this argument. He's only just arrived.
Well, you did see it, didn't you? We both did.
It's possible, Mr. Barry. Oh, he saw a rhinoceros. You know, go.
I saw the rhinoceros. Or perhaps there was 2 rhinoceroses?
He doesn't even know how many he saw.
I was with my friend Jean, and there was other people there too.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
It was a unicorn rhinoceros.
They're in league, the 2 of them.
I heard it had 2 horns.
Oh, you don't know. Yeah, Miss Daisy saw 1 unicorn rhinoceros. What about your rhinoceros, Mr. Barry? If indeed there was one, did it have 1 horn or 2?
Well, it's hard to say. That's the whole problem.
I don't mean to be offensive, but I don't believe a word of it. No rhinoceros has ever been seen in this country.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
It's never been seen, except in schoolbook illustrations. Your rhinoceros is the flower of some washerwoman's imagination.
The word flower applied to rhinoceros seems out of place.
Very true.
Your rhinoceros is a myth.
Gentlemen, I think it's high time we started to work.
A myth like flying saucers.
But nevertheless, a cat was trampled to death. That you can't deny.
I was witness to that.
In front of witnesses.
Yeah, what a witness.
Gentlemen.
An example of psychosis, Mr. Drew. Just like religion. The opium of the people.
Well, I believe flying saucers exist.
Okay, that's quite enough. I've heard enough gossip. Rhinoceros or no rhinoceros, saucers or no saucers, the work must go on. You're not paid to waste your time arguing about real or imaginary animals.
Imaginary.
Real.
Very real.
Gentlemen, I remind you once again that we are in working hours. I'm putting an end to this futile discussion.
Oh, very well, Mr. Papillon. You are the chief. Your wish is our command.
Get on, gentlemen. I don't want to be forced to make deductions from your salaries. All right, Mr. Drew, how's your report coming on the alcoholic repression laws?
I'm just finishing it up now, sir.
Well, do so. It's very urgent. Mr. Barry and Mr. Bowe, have you finished correcting the proofs for the wine trade control regulations?
Not yet, but they're well on their way.
All right, well, finish them off together. And Miss Stacy, you bring those letters to my office for signature. Hurry up and get them written up, okay?
Very good, Mr. Packard.
Shall see you shortly, gentlemen.
The control of proprietary wine program. Control with one L. Proprietary. One P? One P. Control wines of the Bordeaux region. The upper slopes have yet to be
I haven't got it back. You skipped a line. Right there.
I'll start over. The wine control has.
Could you please stop reading so loudly? I can't concentrate with you speaking at the tops of your lungs.
It's all a hoax.
What's all a hoax?
Your rhinoceros business, of course. You've been making up all this propaganda just to get these rumors started.
What propaganda?
Do I have to tell you again? I saw it. I actually saw it.
Mr. Bowe, you make me laugh. Propaganda for what?
Oh, you know more about that than I do. Don't make out like you're so innocent.
In any case, Mr. Bowe, at least I'm not in the pay of any furtive underground organization.
That's an insult! I'm not standing for it!
I told you that's an insult.
Is Mr. Book not in today?
No, he isn't. He must be absent.
Just when I did. Did he tell anyone that he was going to be ill or couldn't come in?
He didn't say anything to me.
If this goes on, I shall fire him. It's not the first time he's played me this trick. I've ignored it up until now, but it's not going on like this.
Good morning, Mrs. Buff. Good morning, Mr. Bobbier. Good morning, everyone.
Well, where's your husband? Is it too much trouble for him to come in anymore?
Please excuse him. My husband, he's gone away to visit family for the weekend. He said he's got a touch of the flu.
Oh, he's got a touch of the flu, has he?
He said so in the note he left me. He hopes to be back on Wednesday. Could I have a glass of water and sit down for a moment?
Get her a glass of water. It's a shame that Mr. Booth can't come in, but that's no reason for you to go to pieces.
It's not. I was just chased all the way from the house by a rhinoceros.
How many horns did it have?
Wow! Give her a chance to speak.
It's down there by the entrance. It seemed to want to come upstairs.
Down there! It is one!
I can't see a thing. There's one down there. Sorry about it, I can't seem to get up here. Come have a look. Come have a look at your
I'm a
rhinoceros.
rhinoceros expert. Come take a look. I'm no rhinoceros.
Oh, look at it turning round and round. It looks as if it's in pain. What can it want?
Seems to be looking for something. Well, Mr. Bowe, do you see it now?
Huh. Yes? Yes, I see it.
Perhaps we're all seeing things. You as well.
No, I never see things. Something is definitely down.
What do you mean, something?
It was obviously a rhinoceros. That's what you saw. And you too, right?
Definitely.
It's got two horns! It's an African rhinoceros!
Or Asian, rather. The African one has one horn or two.
Let's demolish the staircase. A good thing, too. When you think about how long I've been asking management to put some stone steps in that worm-rotten old staircase, I could see this coming from a mile away. I knew it was going to happen, and I was right.
Now look, is one horn a characteristic of the African rhinoceros or the Asian one? And is two horns characteristic of the Asian or the African?
Look, it's trumpeting and turning around. It's looking at us.
I shouldn't try to stroke it. It's probably not tame.
In any case, it's out of reach.
What's name?
How can it be possible? In a civilized country
All
that...
right. But does it exist or not?
It's all an infamous plot. It's all your fault.
Why my fault rather than yours?
Mine? It's always the little people who get the blame. Well, I had my way.
A fine mess with no staircase. And it's all the management's fault.
Maybe, but how are we getting it down from here?
Well, I could take you in my arms and we could float down together.
Get your dirty hands off me.
I was only joking.
My God! It can't be true!
What's the matter?
It's my husband! Oh, my poor Wolf, what has happened to you?
Positive?
I recognize him! I recognize him!
Well, that's the last straw. This time he's fired for good.
Don't upset yourself.
Maybe it can help you look right.
It's sheer madness. What a society. You can be certain of one thing, though. I shall report this to my union. I don't deserve a calling in the RV. It won't be hushed up.
My poor darling, I can't leave him like that. Oh, my poor darling. He's calling me. He's calling me.
You can count on the union's support, ma'am. Would you like to become a member of the committee?
Work's going to be delayed again. What about that post, Miss Daisy?
I'd like to know first how we're going to get out of here.
Ah, yes. That is a problem. Through the window.
It's too high.
Perhaps you have to call the fire brigade and tell them to bring ladders.
Miss Daisy, telephone the fire brigade.
Right away.
I can't desert him. I can't desert him now.
If you want to divorce him now, you'd be perfectly justified.
No! Oh, poor thing. This is not the moment for that. I will not abandon my husband in such a state.
You're a good woman. But what are you going to do?
Watch out.
I can't leave him. I can't leave him now.
She didn't do that.
I'm taking him home. I'm coming, my darling. I'm coming.
Don't you get down back!
No more than our duty.
Oh, my poor darling. I'm coming. Here I am, my sweet. I'm here now. I won't leave you. Look at me. Oh, Wolf. My poor Wolf. Home now, dear. Let's go home. I'm coming.
Is she still on the telephone?
They're already a long way off. They're out of sight.
I had some trouble getting a hold of the fire brigade.
Are there fires all over the place then?
Mrs. Bush's attitude's very moving. She's a woman of feeling.
Well, one employee less that has to be replaced.
She's really no use to us anymore.
No, the fire brigade hasn't been called out for fires. They've been called out for other rhinoceroses.
For other rhinoceroses?
They've been reported all over the town. This morning there were 7. Now there are 17.
What did I tell you?
Many as 32 have been reported report. They're not official yet, but they're bound to be confirmed soon.
They always exaggerate.
Are they coming to get us out of here then?
Oh, I'm hungry.
Yes, the fire brigade is on their way.
What about the work?
Looks as though it's out of our hands.
Well, we'll have to make up lost time.
Well, Mr. Bow, do you still deny any of the rhinocerotic evidence?
No, Mr. Drew. I do not deny any of the rhinocerotic evidence. I never have.
Oh, no, that's just not true.
I repeat, I have never denied it. I simply wanted to find out exactly where all of this was leading. Because I know my mind. I'm not content to simply state that a phenomenon exists. I make it my business to understand and explain it.
Then explain it to us.
Yes, explain it, Mr. Bow.
Explain it when your colleagues ask you.
I will explain it.
We're all waiting.
I'm most curious.
I will explain it. One day.
Why not now?
Yeah, well, we'll go into explanations later.
In private.
I know the whys and the wherefores of this entire business.
What
What
wise?
wherefores?
I'd give a lot to know these whys and wherefores, Mr. Bow.
And I know the names of those responsible. The names of the traitors. You can't get away with it as easily as that. I'll let you understand the purpose and the meaning behind this whole plot. I'll unmask the perpetrators.
Just how you accuse us all of suffering from hallucinations.
Just now, yes. But now, the hallucination has become a provocation.
That's the fireman.
There's going to be some big changes made around here. They won't get away with it as easily as that.
That doesn't mean anything, Mr. Bow. The rhinoceros exist, and that's that. That's all there is to it.
Up here, fireman.
Pull up the ladder, boys!
I hold the key to all these happenings. An infallible system of interpretation.
I want you all back in the office this afternoon. I don't know what the management will say.
Well, these are exceptional circumstances.
They can't make us go back up that way. We'll have to wait till the staircase is repaired.
If anyone breaks a leg, it'll be management's responsibility.
That's true. After you, Stacy.
Come on, miss. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Stacy. See you soon.
Goodbye, Miss Daisy. You can come to my house and write all those letters if you want. Mr. Bear, I remind you that we are not on a holiday. Do you hear me, gentlemen?
Of course, Mr. Papillon.
Yes.
Well, they'll go on explaining us till we drop, of course.
Who's next?
After you, Chief. Not after you.
You first, of course.
Hand me those documents on Miss Daisy's desk.
Come on, hurry up. We've not got all day. We've got other calls to make.
What did I tell you?
Be careful with the documents.
Bye, Mr. Papillon.
Bye, Mr. Papillon.
Goodbye, gentlemen. Drew, careful with my papers. Okay, lock up the office.
Of course, Mr. Papillon. Well, Mr. Bow, after you.
I am about to descend, gentlemen. And I'm going to take this matter up with the proper authorities. I'll get to the bottom of this so-called mystery.
I thought it was all perfectly clear to you.
Your irony doesn't affect me. See, what I'm after are the proofs and the documents. Yes, proof positive of your treason.
Come on there!
drink?
I'm sorry, I can't. I think I'm going to take advantage of the afternoon off and go see my friend Jean. Do want to make it up to her after all. We had a little falling out yesterday. It was my fault.
Come along there.
After you.
Oh, no, after you, I insist.
No, after you.
No, I still need to lock up the office.
I can wait for you. But you can go first.
Oh no, my back is terrible. It would take me forever.
Why don't you want to go first? What do you know that I don't?
I am also terrified of heights. That is a personal knowledge that I have.
What do you want?
I'm here to see Jean. I'm a friend of hers.
No. I thought it was me you wanted to see. You see, my name's also Jean, but it's the other one you wanted. Is it for us? No! It's for the other one! We didn't see her go out, but we saw her yesterday. She seemed in a bad temper.
I know why. It was my fault.
Perhaps she doesn't want to speak to you right now. Jean, don't stand there gossiping. Jean!
Jean!
Who is it?
It's me. Barry. Sorry if I'm disturbing you.
Oh, it's you, is it? Come in.
The door's locked.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Come in.
Hello, Jean. Sorry if I'm disturbing you.
I didn't recognize your voice.
Oh, I don't recognize yours either. Aren't you feeling well? You know, Jean, I just wanted to say how sorry I was for getting so upset yesterday over a thing like that.
Nothing like what?
Yesterday.
Where yesterday? When yesterday?
Don't you remember? It was about that wretched rhinoceros.
What rhinoceros?
The rhinoceros. Or rather, the two wretched rhinoceroses we saw.
Oh, yes, I remember. How do you know that they were wretched?
I just said that.
Well, let's not talk about it anymore.
But I would like to say how sorry I am for being so insistent and so obstinate, getting angry. In fact, I acted stupidly.
That's not very surprising with you.
I'm very sorry.
I don't feel very well.
Probably why you're in bed. You know, Jean, as things turned out, we were both right.
What about?
I just wanted you to know that in our different ways, we were both right. There are some rhinoceroses in town with one horn on their nose and some with two.
That's what I told you. Well, that's just too bad.
Yeah, too bad.
Or maybe it's all to the good. Depends.
In the final analysis, it doesn't matter much which comes from where. The important thing as I see it is that they're there at all.
Oh, I don't feel very well. I don't feel very well at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you think it is?
I don't know. Something is just wrong somewhere.
Perhaps you just caught a chill. You got a temperature?
I don't know. Probably, yes. I have a touch of fever. My head aches.
Do you want me to go?
No, stay.
Your voice is hoarse, too.
Hoarse?
Yeah, a bit hoarse. That's why I didn't recognize it.
Why should my voice be hoarse? My voice isn't the one that's changed. Yours is the one that's changed.
That's possible. I hadn't noticed.
I wonder if you're capable of noticing anything. Actually, it's my forehead that hurts. I must have knocked it somewhere. I don't remember doing it. I must have done it in my sleep.
The shock would have woken you up. You must have just dreamt you knocked yourself.
I never dream. My mind never wanders. I always think straight. I always think straight.
I know. I had made myself clear.
Then make yourself clearer. You needn't bother me with any of your unpleasant observations.
One often has the impression one has knocked oneself when one has a headache. If you really knocked yourself, you have a bump. Oh, you've got one. You do have a bump, in fact.
A bump?
Yeah, just a tiny one.
Where?
There, right above the nose.
I shouldn't have a bump. We've never had bumps in my family.
You got a mirror?
I'm going to go look in the bathroom. It's true, I have got a bump. So you see, I did knock myself.
You don't look too well.
You seem to delight in saying unpleasant things to me. Have you taken a look at yourself recently?
Forgive me, I did not mean to upset you.
I find that hard to believe.
Your breathing is very heavy. Let me feel your pulse.
It'll pass.
Pulse is normal. You didn't get alarmed.
I'm not alarmed in the slightest. Why should I be?
You're right. It's wise to take care. A few days rest will put you right. Has the doctor been to see you?
Oh, I don't need to see a
You
doctor.
shouldn't reject me.
And doctors invent illnesses that don't exist.
They do so in good faith.
They invent them, I tell you.
Perhaps they do. But once they invent them, they cure them. Your veins are swollen too. They're jutting out.
It's a sign of virility. Stop scrutinizing me like I'm some kind of strange animal.
It's your skin.
What about my skin? I don't go on about your skin.
It seems to be changing color.
Stop
It's hardening as
mauling
well.
me about. What's the matter with you? You're getting on my nerves.
Perhaps it's more serious than we thought. We must get the doctor.
Leave that thing alone. Mind your own business.
All right, it's for your own good.
I know it's good for me better than you do.
You're breathing very hard.
One breathes as best as one can. You don't like the way I breathe? I don't like the way you breathe. Your breathing is so feeble you can't even hear it. It's like you're gonna drop dead next to me. Just leave people to do what they please. Stop trying to call the doctor.
Don't get mad at me. You know very well I'm your friend.
There's no such thing as friendship. I don't believe in your friendship.
That's a very hurtful thing to say.
There's nothing for you to get hurt about.
My dear Jean.
I'm not your dear Jean.
Certainly in a misanthropic mood today.
Yes, I am feeling very misanthropic. Very misanthropic indeed. I like being misanthropic.
You're probably still angry at me because there's a little quarrel yesterday. I admit, it was my fault. That's why I came here to say how sorry I was.
What quarrel?
I just told you now about the rhinoceros.
It's not that I hate people. It's just that I'm indifferent towards them. Or rather, they disgust me. And they better stay out of my way, or else I'll run them down.
You know very well I shall never stand in your way. But I feel that you are going through a moral crisis. You mustn't excite yourself, it upsets you.
Oh, I feel uncomfortable in my clothes and on my skin. My pajamas irritate me.
What's the matter with your skin?
Stop going on about my skin! I wouldn't want to change it for yours.
It's gone like leather.
It's solid. Weatherproof.
What did you say?
Nothing. I just went like, because I felt like it.
You know what's happened to Mr. Buff? He's turned into a rhinoceros.
What's happened to Bob?
He's turned into a rhinoceros. Come now, stop joking!
I can puff in my own home if I want to, alright? I have every right.
I never said you couldn't.
And you shouldn't. I feel so hot. I feel so hot. I'm sorry. I just need a moment.
She must have a fever. She's got the shivers. I'm sure I will inform the doctor.
So old Buff turned into a rhinoceros, has he? He's just fooled you. He just disguised himself. He was just disgusted.
He looked very serious about it, I assure you.
Oh, well, that's
his business.
I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose. He didn't want to change.
How do you know?
Well, everything led one to suppose so.
And what if he did do it on purpose? What if he did do it on purpose?
I'd be amazed. At any rate, Mrs. Buff didn't seem to know about it.
That old Mrs. Buff. She's just a fool.
Oh, fool or no fool.
Buff always had his own private life.
You're wrong there, Jean. It was a very united
A
family.
united family?
Very united.
You sure about that?
I shouldn't make you talk. It seems to upset you.
On the contrary, it relaxes me.
Even so.
Let me call the doctor. I beg you.
I absolutely forbid it. I can't stand obstinate people. Well, whether he did it on purpose or he did it against his will, he's obviously better off for it. You always see the black side of everything. It obviously gave him great pleasure to turn into a rhinoceros. There's nothing extraordinary in that. After all, they're living creatures the same as we are. They have every right to life that we do.
As long as they don't destroy ours in the process. You must admit a difference in mentality.
Are you under the impression that our way of life is superior?
Well, at any rate, we have standards that I believe are incompatible with the moral standards of these animals.
Moral standards? I'm sick of moral standards. We need to go beyond moral standards.
What would you put into place?
Nature.
Nature.
Nature has its own laws. Morality is against nature.
Are you suggesting that we replace our moral laws by the law of the jungle?
It would suit me. It would suit me just fine.
You say that, but deep down you don't.
We need to build our life on new foundations. We need to build on primeval integrity. I can't breathe.
Just think a moment, okay? You must admit that we have a philosophy that the animals don't share. And an irreplaceable set of values which has taken centuries of human civilization
When
to
we
build
destroyed
up.
all of that, we'd be better off.
That's not what you believe. Stop joking. That's not what you believe fundamentally. I know you too well. You, as well as I, know that mankind.
Don't talk to me about
I
mankind.
mean the human individual, humanism.
Humanism is all washed up. A ridiculous old sentimentalist.
I'm amazed to hear you say that, Jean. Really. You must be out of your mind. You wouldn't like to become a rhinoceros now, would you?
Why not? I'm not a victim of prejudice like you.
Could you speak more clearly? I didn't catch what you said. You swallowed your words.
Then keep your ears open.
What?
I said keep your ears open. What's wrong with being a rhinoceros? I'm all for change.
It's not like you to say anything like that. You mustn't get into such a state. Calm down. I don't recognize you anymore. Look at me! Can't you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly well.
Can't just leave her. George, she's my friend. I'm gonna phone the doctor. It's absolutely necessary, I beg you.
No!
Come on, Jean, stop being ridiculous. Oh. You're turning into a rhinoceros? She's turning into a rhinoceros? She's turning... I never would have thought of it of her. Never. Get the police! There's a rhinoceros in the house!
Rhinoceros!
Yes! Here in the building, get the police!
What do you think you're up to, disturbing people like them? What a way to behave!
Oh my god. Oh, we're in the street now. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god! And they always said Rhinoceros was a solitary animal? That's a conception they'll have to revise! Watch out for the horns. No, no, no. Now, where's your willpower? It wasn't the same. What is it?
I've dropped by to see you, Barry.
Who is it?
It's me.
Who's me?
Me, Drew.
Oh, it's you. Just give me a minute.
I hope I'm not disturbing you. Barry, the door's locked.
Just give me a minute.
Hello, Barry.
Hello, Drew. What time is it?
So, you're still barricaded in your room. Feeling any better, old man?
Free man didn't recognize your voice. Yes. I think I'm a bit better.
My voice hasn't changed. I recognized yours easily
No, I
enough.
just thought that. You're right. Your voice is quite normal. Mine hasn't changed either, has it? I'm not a bit hoarse, am I?
No, not that I noticed. Why? What's the matter with you?
I don't know. Does one ever know? Voices can't suddenly change. They do change.
Have you caught a cold as well?
Oh, I hope not. I sincerely hope not. Could you sit down, Drew?
Is your head still bad?
Yeah. I got a headache. But I've got no bump. I haven't knocked myself, have I?
No, there's no bump as far as I can see. Why, what's the matter with you?
I hope there'll never be. Never.
If you haven't knocked yourself, why should there be? But really, what's the matter with you? You're all nervous and agitated. It must be your migraine.
Don't talk to me about migraines.
It's understandable that you've got a migraine after all that, well, emotion.
I just can't seem to get over it.
And it's not surprising you've got a headache.
Nothing's changed. You know, it can all start from something like that.
What can all start?
I'm frightened of becoming someone else.
You just take a seat and try to calm down. Pacing up and down the room like that will make you more nervous.
You're right. I must just try to stay calm. I just can't seem to get over it.
About Jean, you mean? I know.
Yes! Jean, of course!
Look,
The others too!
I realize it must have been a shock to you, but you mustn't dramatize the situation.
Oh, she was such a warm-hearted person. Oh, so human. Who would have thought of it of her? We known each other for years. She was the last person I expect to change like that. I was more certain of her than of myself. And then just to do that to me.
I'm sure she didn't do it especially to ignore you.
Oh, it seemed as if she did. If you'd seen the state she was in, the expression on her face.
You think that everything revolves around you. You think that everything that happens concerns you personally. You're not the center of the universe, you know.
Perhaps you're right. I must just try to readjust myself. But the phenomenon in itself is so disturbing. I mean, what could be the explanation? Jean was very proud. Of course. I'm not ambitious at all. I'm content with being who I am.
We'll all stay as we are, don't you worry. So I get upset over a few cases of rhinocerositis. Perhaps it's just any other disease.
Exactly, and I'm frightened of catching it.
Oh, stop thinking about it, really. You attach too much importance to the whole business. Anyways, Jean's case wasn't symptomatic. You said yourself she was proud. In my opinion, if you'll excuse my saying this about your friend, she was overly excitable, a bit wild and eccentric.
She must have been in critical condition to have got herself into such a state. She must have been temporarily imbalanced. And yet she gave her reasons for it. She'd obviously given it a lot of thought. Weighed the pros and cons. What about both then? Was he mad too? What about all the others?
Well, there's still the epidemic theory. It's like influenza. It's not the first time there's been an epidemic.
There's never been one like this.
In any case, you can be sure that both of the others didn't do what they did, become what they became, just to annoy you.
That's true. That makes sense. It's a reassuring thought. Or on the other hand, maybe he just made it worse. You hear that?
Well, why can't you just leave them alone? They're not doing you any harm. Really, you're obsessed by them. You had one shot, why look for another? You're wearing yourself out there. In any case, it isn't fatal. Certain illnesses are good for you. I'm convinced that this is something you can cure if you want to.
Are you?
It's only temporary. Don't you worry.
You're absolutely certain.
Yes. Yes, I suppose so.
Alcohol is good for epidemics. It immunizes you. It kills influenza microbes, for instance.
Well, perhaps it doesn't kill all microbes. They don't know about rhinocerositis yet.
Jean never touched alcohol. She just pretended to.
Oh, no, never before lunch, thank you. You see, not even you can take it. It makes you cough.
Yes. It did make me cough. How did I cough?
Like how anyone coughs when they drink something a bit strong.
There wasn't anything odd about it, was there? It was a real human cough.
What are you talking about, Barry? Of course it was a real human cough. What other sort of cough could it have been?
I don't know. Perhaps an animal's cough? Do rhinoceroses cough?
Look, Barry, you're being ridiculous. You invent difficulties for yourself. You ask yourself the weirdest questions. I remember you said that the greatest thing against the disease was willpower.
I did.
Well, then prove you've got some. Don't drink any more brandy. You'll feel more yourself then.
When the epidemic's over, then I'll quit drinking.
You're inventing excuses for yourself.
I'm not an alcoholic. Do you think by any chance... Nothing's changed.
In any case, once you've gotten over your shock completely, you can go out for a breath of fresh air. You'll feel better, you'll see. All these morbid ideas will vanish.
Go out? I suppose I'll have to. They're bound to meet some of them.
What if you do? They're not aggressive. If you just leave them alone, they just ignore you.
I see them all over the place. You'll probably say it's being morbid too.
They don't attack you. If you don't bother them, they won't even look at you. You can't say they're spiteful. Besides, I walked down the avenue to get to you today, and I got here safe and sound, didn't I?
Just the sight of them upsets me. It's a nervous thing. I don't get angry. No, it doesn't pay to get angry. You never know what it could lead to. I watch out for that. But it does something to me. Here. I get a tight feeling inside.
I think you're right to a certain reaction. But you've gone too far. You must learn to be more detached and see the funny side of things.
I feel responsible for everything that happens. I feel involved. I just can't be indifferent.
Judge not lest ye be judged. If you went around worrying about every single little thing that happened to you, you wouldn't be able to live at all.
If only it happened somewhere else. In some other country. And we just read about it in the papers. One can discuss it quietly. Examine the problem from all points of view. Come to an objective conclusion. We could arrange debates with writers and lawyers and artists and people. An ordinary man in the street as well. It would be very interesting and instructive. When you're involved, when you suddenly find yourself up against the brutal facts, you can't help but feel directly concerned. The shock is too violent for you to stay cool and detached.
Well, I'm surprised too. Or rather, I was. I'm starting to get used to it.
Don't you agree this is all very unfortunate?
I don't say that it's all a good thing. And don't get the idea that I'm on the Rhinoceros' side.
There they are! There they are again! They obsess me so much in spite of myself. I dream about them, I get nightmares!
That's what comes of taking things too seriously. What can you do? What are your plans?
I don't know. I must think it over. I should write to the papers. I'll draw up manifestos. I'll apply for an audience with the mayor, or his deputy if the mayor's too busy.
You leave the authorities to act as they think best. I'm not sure if morally you have the right to butt in. I consider it silly to get worked up because a few people decided to change their skins. They just weren't comfortable in the ones they had.
We must attack the evil at its root.
The evil? You see, that's just a phrase. Who's to say what's good and what's evil? It's all a matter of personal preferences. You're concerned about your own skin. That's the truth of the matter. But you'll never become a rhinoceros. Really, Barry, you won't. You haven't got the vocation.
There you are. You see, if our fellow citizens and leaders all think like you, they'll never take any action.
You wouldn't want to ask for help from abroad, surely. This is an internal affair. It only concerns our country.
I believe in international solidarity. Forgive me. I carry it very easily. You must have work to do.
Well, the office hasn't resumed work.
They haven't repaired the staircase yet?
They're repairing it now, I think.
But Mr. Papillon's not too pleased. What do you say about it?
We haven't got a chief anymore. Mr. Papillon's resigned.
It's not possible.
Oh, it's true, I assure you.
Well, I'm amazed. Was it on account of the staircase?
He's retiring to the country. He said he needed a rest.
Well, they'd have to replace him. All your diploma should come in useful. You stand a good chance.
I suppose I might as well tell you. It really is rather funny. The truth is, Mr. Papillon's become a rhinoceros.
A rhinoceros.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Papillon become a rhinoceros.
Yep.
I don't believe it. I don't think it's funny at all. Why didn't you tell me before?
Well, we both know you don't have a sense of humor. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you because I knew you wouldn't see the funny side and that it would upset you.
That's awful, Mr. Papillon. You must not have done it on purpose. I'm certain it must have been involuntary.
But how can we tell? It's hard to know the real reasons for people's decisions.
He must let himself get talked into.
That could happen to anybody.
To anybody? Not to you, it couldn't. Couldn't it?
Well, we must hope not. Because we don't want it to.
That's so, isn't it? Tell me that's so, isn't it?
Yes, yes, of course.
I still would have thought Mr. Papillon would have the strength to resist. You know, I feel sure that Mr. Beau must have taken a very poor view of it when he saved his chief's behavior.
Mr. Beau was absolutely outraged, completely indignant. I've rarely seen anyone so incensed.
Well, for once I'm on his side. He's a good man after all. A man of sound common sense. I think I'm misjudged.
There was nothing precise or objective about the way Beau argued. I don't approve of the rhinoceroses myself, as you know, but Beau's attitude was overly passionate, and his arguments oversimplified.
Well, forgive me. But this time I'm in complete agreement with Beau. He's down to earth with 4 feet planted firmly on the ground. Both feet. I'm in complete agreement with him and I'm proud of it. I deplore Mr. Papillon's actions. It was his duty not to succumb.
My dear Mary, one must always make an effort to understand. And to understand a phenomenon and its effects, you must work back to its initial causes by honest, intellectual effort. You must do this because, after all, we are thinking beings. Everything is logical. To understand is to justify.
You'll be siding with the rhinoceroses before long.
I wouldn't say that. I'm simply trying to be realistic. I also contend that there's no real evil in what occurs naturally.
And you consider all this natural.
What could be more natural than a rhinoceros?
Yes! Before a man to turn into a rhinoceros is abnormal beyond question!
Well, of course, that's a matter of opinion.
It's beyond question! It's absolutely beyond question!
Who's to say where the normal stops and the abnormal begins? You're getting things all mixed up, Barry!
I may be mixing everything up in my head, but you're losing yours. You don't know what's normal, what isn't anymore. I refuse to think of it.
You're getting all head up. Our opinions may not coincide, but we can still discuss the matter peaceably. These things should be discussed.
You think I'm getting all head up, do you? Jeez, I might be cheating. No. I don't want to become like her. I mustn't be like her. I've never studied. You had all your diplomas. That's why you're so at ease in discussion where I never know what to answer. But I do feel you're in the wrong. I feel it instinctively. No, that's not what I meant. It's the animals that have instinct. I feel it intuitively. That's the word, intuitively.
What do you understand by intuitive?
Intuitively mean, well, I feel it. That's it. You're
tolerance and your generous indulgence. Believe me, they're only weaknesses.
You're innocent enough to think that.
Oh, you'll always be able to dance rings around me. But you know what? I'm gonna get a hold of the logician.
What logician?
The logician. A logician I met in the square. She explained to me.
What did she explain?
She explained to me that the African rhinoceros was Asian. The Asian one was African.
I don't follow you.
No. She proved the contrary. That's not what I meant. That's not what I wanted to say. But don't you worry. You two will get on very well together. She's your sort of person. There you go again. Stop it! Will you ever stop? Stop it!
If your logician can educate me on the obscure and fine points of this argument, I'd only be too pleased.
Oh, I'll bring her along. She'll talk to you. She's a very distinguished person. You'll see. You devils! It's the logician. That's the bloody woman. The logician's turned into a rhinoceros.
Where is she?
There, down there, see?
If she was a sound thinker, as you say, she must have weighed all the pros and cons before deciding. It must have been an educated decision.
I'll never join you!
There's someone at the door, Barry. Barry, someone's knocking. Can't you hear me?
Answer it if you want.
Good morning, Mr. Gerald.
Oh, hello, Miss Daisy.
Is Barry here? Is he any better?
How nice it is to see you, my dear. Tell me, do you often visit Barry?
Where is he?
There.
He's all on his own. Poor thing. He hasn't been very well recently. Somebody has to give him a hand.
You're a good friend, Miss Daisy.
It's just what I am, a good friend.
You've got a warm heart.
Good friend, that's all.
Hello, Stacy. How kind of you to come.
Very kind indeed.
The magician's a rhinoceros.
I did know. Are you feeling any better, Mr. Barry? I think you ought to be resting.
Oh, I don't mean to disturb you.
You're not disturbing us.
I just thought I might be in the way, that's all.
I have some news for both of you. Bo is a rhinoceros.
Oh, wow. You must be mistaken. He protested. Drew was just telling me so. Isn't that so, Drew?
That is so.
I know he was against it, but that didn't stop him from turning just 24 hours after Mr. Papillon.
He's a very good man, according to you just now.
I just can't believe you. They must have lied to you.
I saw him do it.
Did he give any reasons?
What he said was, we must move with the times. Those were his last human words.
I was almost certain I'd meet you here, Miss Daisy.
Move with the times.
Impossible to find you anywhere else since the office closed.
Bloody mentality.
If you wanted to see me, you only had to telephone.
Oh, you know me, Miss Daisy. I'm discretion itself.
But the more I come to think it over, Bo's behavior doesn't surprise me. His firmness was only a pose, which doesn't stop him from being a good man after all. Good men make good rhinoceroses, unfortunately. It's because they're so good they get taken in. This is going to spread to other countries. You'll see. And to think it all started with us.
And others too, lots of others, maybe a quarter of the whole town.
We're still in the majority. We must take advantage of that.
Well, for now, let's have lunch. I brought us some food.
You're very kind, Stacy.
Far too kind.
I haven't got to thank you enough.
Would you care to stay with us?
I really have to be off. I have an appointment, as a matter of fact.
Just now you said you had nothing to do.
I had some trouble finding food. A lot of places are closed. It's written up on the outside, closed on account of transformation.
They should all be rounded up in a big enclosure and kept under strict supervision.
Well, that's easier said than done. The Animals Protection League would be the first to protest.
Besides, everybody has a close friend or family member among them now, and that would make it even more difficult.
Oh, so everyone's mixed up in it, huh? Shall I help you lay the table?
No, don't bother. I know where the plates are.
She's obviously very familiar with the place.
I'm laying for free, all right? You are staying with us. You get used to it, you know. People don't seem surprised anymore to see herds of rhinoceroses galloping through the streets.
They just stand aside and carry on as if nothing had happened.
Well, it's the wisest course to take. I wonder if one ought to give it a try.
Well, for now, let's have lunch.
I don't understand how a legal man like yourself can.
Let's hurry up and eat. We won't pay them any attention.
There aren't enough of us left anymore.
How many of one horn and how many of two?
Come and eat, my dear. You'll feel better after. And you too.
I don't feel very hungry. Rather, to be honest, I feel like eating outside on the grass.
Think of the risk.
Of course, if you really don't want to stay, we can't force you.
I don't mean to impose.
Don't let him go. He mustn't go.
I'd like him to stay, but people must do as they please.
Man is superior to the rhinoceros.
Well, I don't know. Only experience can tell.
You're weakening too, Drew. You must be passing phase, which you'll regret.
I feel it's my duty to stick by my friends and my employers through thick and thin.
It's not as if you're married to any of them.
I renounce marriage. I prefer the great universal family to the little domestic one.
We shall miss you a lot, Drew, but people must do as they please.
I have to stick by them. I have to do my duty.
No! No, you're wrong! Your duty's done. You don't see what it lies. Your duty's to oppose them with a firm, clear mind.
I shall keep my mind clear. But if you're going to criticize, it's better to do so from the inside. I'm not going to abandon that.
It's very good-hearted.
You're too good-hearted, you're human! Don't let him go! He's making a mistake, he's human! Whoa! Drew! Come on, buddy. Drew! Come on! I'm serious! Stop showing, Drew! Drew, come on. You got a brain. Use it. Please, Drew. Come on, buddy. Drew. It's too late.
He couldn't do anything.
He did hesitate. You should have been firm with him. You should have insisted. He was in love with you, wasn't he?
He never made an official declaration.
Oh, everyone knew he was. He's done this out of thwarted love. You want to make a big gesture to impress you. You can see nothing but them in the street. Not a single human being. As far as the eye can see. You don't feel let down, do you, Daisy? There's nothing you regret?
No. No.
I want so much to be a comfort to you. I love you, Daisy. Please don't ever leave me.
Shut the window, darling. You're making such a noise.
You're right. True.
Which one is he?
You can't tell. You can't even recognize him anymore. They're all alike. All alike. I'll never be afraid of anything as long as we're together. You know, Daisy, I never thought I could love you. Do you think you could be happy with me?
Why not? If you're happy, I'll be
believe that I could feel such tremendous emotion.
You must be feeling more calm and more sure of yourself now.
I am. I just you.
I'm very tired, dear. Just sit down and rest yourself.
Drew should have never quarreled with Bo. As things turned out.
Stop thinking about Drew. I'm here with you now. You have no right to interfere in other people's lives.
I adore you, Daisy. And I admire you as well.
Maybe you won't say that when you've gotten to know me better.
No, the more I get to know you, the better you seem. And you're so beautiful. So very beautiful. Particularly compared to them. You probably think that's no compliment. But they make you seem more beautiful than ever.
Okay. Been good today? You haven't had any brandy.
Yes, I've been good.
How's your head feel?
Much better, darling.
Well, then we'll take this off. It doesn't suit you at all.
Don't touch it. I'm afraid there might be something underneath.
Always imagining the worst. There, you see, your forehead's as smooth as a baby's.
You're right. What should I do without you?
I'll never leave you alone again.
Yeah. I won't have any more fears now that I'm with you.
I'll keep them at bay.
We'll read books together. I'll become clever.
And when there aren't so many people around, we'll go for long walks.
I'll be brave and strong. I'll keep you safe from harm.
You won't need to defend me, silly. We don't wish anyone any harm, and no one wishes us any right here.
Well, sometimes one does harm without meaning to. Or rather, one allows one to go unchecked. For my own part, I shall never forgive myself for not being nicer to Jean. I never managed to give her just a real solid proof of the friendship I felt for her.
Don't worry about it. You did all you could. Nobody can do the impossible. There's no point in reproaching yourself now. Stop thinking about all those people. You must forget about all those bad memories.
But they keep coming back to me. They're very real memories.
Well, there are many sides to reality. Choose the one that's best for you. You'll spoil everything if you go on having a guilty conscience. Everybody has their faults, but you and I have got a lot less than a lot of people.
Do you really think so?
We're comparatively better than most. We're good, both of us.
That's true. You're good. And I'm good.
Well, then we have the right to live. We even owe ourselves a duty to be happy in spite of everything. Guilt is a dangerous symptom. We must try not to feel guilty anymore.
How right you are. You are my happiness. The light of my life. We're together, we. No one can separate us. Our love is the only thing that's real. No one has the right to stop us from being happy. In fact, nobody could they? Would that be?
Don't answer.
Why not?
I don't know. It just feels better not to.
Perhaps it's Mr. Papillon, or Bo, or Drew, or Jean bringing us in at second thoughts. You did say it was probably only a passing phase. Perhaps the authorities decide to take action at last. Maybe they'll ring and ask for our help in whatever measures they decide to adopt.
I'd be surprised if it was
It
them.
could be anybody else. Hello? You hear that?
What's going on?
Some jokes on us.
Jokes in bad taste, but what have we done to them? Turn it off!
Let's turn on the radio for the news.
Yes, we must find out how things stand. Things are getting very serious. I tell you frankly, I don't like it.
Just keep calm. Keep calm.
He's taken over the radio station.
Just keep calm. Keep
It's
calm.
not a joke any longer. They mean business.
What are they left now? Nobody but them.
Even the authorities have joined them.
Not a soul. Left anywhere.
We're all alone.
We're left all alone.
That's what you want.
You mean that's what you want?
It was you.
You?
Oh, with this trembling.
Daisy, don't be afraid, my dear. We're together. You're happy that I'm with you, aren't you? It's enough that I'm with you, isn't it? I'll chase all your fears away.
Perhaps it's all our own fault.
Don't think about that any longer. It's dangerous to start thinking guilty. We must just live our lives and be happy. We have the right to be happy. But leave us in peace. Just stay calm. Just stay calm.
I've got a headache.
I love you, my darling. Don't you worry. They'll get over it. It's just a passing phase, which
They won't get over it. It's for good.
I love you. I love you madly.
Let's just let things take their course. What can we do about it?
They've all gone mad. The world is sick. They're all sick.
We shan't be the ones to cure them. We must be sensible and try and adapt ourselves and understand them.
They can't understand us. Do you understand them?
Not yet, but we must try and understand the way their minds work and learn their language.
They haven't got a language. Listen. Do you call that a language?
It's all too much. I can't take it anymore.
But you're the strong one. Do you feel sure of my love?
Yes, of course.
I love you so.
You keep saying the same thing, my dear.
Listen, Daisy. There is something we can do. We'll have children! And our children will have children. It will take time, but together we can regenerate the human race.
Generate the human race.
Oh, it happened once before.
Ages ago. Adam and Eve, besides, what's the use? I don't want children. It's a bore.
How can we save the world if you don't?
Why bother to save it?
What a thing to say, Daisy. Do it for me. Let's save the world.
After all, perhaps we are the ones who need saving. Perhaps we are the abnormal ones.
You're not yourself, Daisy. You got a touch of fever.
There aren't any more of our kind left anywhere, are there? Those are the real people. They look happy. They're content to be what they are. They don't look insane. They look very natural.
We're the ones who are in the right, Daisy, I assure you.
There's no such thing as absolute right. It's the world that's right, not you and I.
I am right, Daisy. And the proof is that you understand me when I speak to you.
What does that prove?
The proof is that I love you as much as it's possible for a man to love a woman.
What is that? I mean, funny sort of argument.
I don't understand you anymore. You don't know what you're saying, darling. Think of our love. Our love.
I feel a bit ashamed of what you call love, this morbid feeling, this male weakness. It just doesn't compare to the ardor and tremendous energy emanating from all these creatures around us.
Energy. You want some energy, do you? All right, I can show you some energy. Forgive me. Daisy, I didn't mean to have. I don't know what came over me, losing control like that.
Because you run out of arguments, that's why.
In the space of a few minutes, we've gone through 25 years of married life.
I pity you. I understand you all too well.
You think they're stronger than me. Stronger than us. Maybe they are.
Indeed they are.
Even so, I swear to you, I will never give in. Never.
Poor darling. I'll help you to resist. To the very end. Listen. They're singing.
They're not singing, they're roaring.
You're mad. They're singing.
Can't have a very musical ear, then.
You don't know the first thing about music. And look, they're playing and dancing as well. They're beautiful.
They're disgusting.
Not to say unpleasant things about them, it upsets me.
I'm sorry, we're not to quarrel on their account.
They're like gods.
You go too far, Daisy. Take a good look at them.
You mustn't be jealous, my dear.
I can see our opinions are directly opposed. It's best not to discuss the matter.
Don't you be nasty.
Then don't you be stupid.
It's no longer possible for us to live together. He isn't very nice, really. He isn't very nice.
Men aren't so bad looking. Not so bad looking. I'm not a particularly handsome specimen. Believe me, Daisy. Daisy? Daisy? Where are you, Daisy? You can't do that to me, Daisy. Daisy, come back! Daisy! Daisy! You haven't even had your lunch yet! Don't leave me alone. Daisy, remember your promise. Daisy! Daisy! Daisy. Well, it was obvious you weren't getting along together. Just wasn't working out. But she shouldn't have left like that without saying goodbye. That's no way to behave. Now I'm all on my own. I'll never join you! I don't understand you! I'm staying as I am! I'm a human being! A human being! Oh no. What'll become of her? That's another person on my conscience. Poor little thing. Left all alone. Inside this world of monsters. Nobody can help me find her. Nobody. Nobody. Because there's nobody left. The only solution is to get some. A
I'll convince him of what? That the change is reversible? Well, in order to convince him, I'd have to learn the language. Or they'd have to learn mine. What language do I speak? Am I speaking English? Yes. It must be English. But what is English? I guess I can call it English if I want. And nobody can say it isn't. I'm the only one who speaks it. What am I saying? Do I understand what I'm saying? Do I? And what if it's true? What Daisy said. And they're the ones in the right. The man's not so ugly. Not so ugly at all. Who are these people? Is that Mr. Papillon? Is that Daisy? Is that Beau? Drew? Jean? Is that me? Oh. I recognize me. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. I'm not good looking. I'm not good looking. They're the good looking ones. I was wrong. Oh, I wish I could be like them. But I haven't got any horns. Oh, smooth brow looks so ugly. I need 1 or 2 horns to give my sagging face a lift. Perhaps 1 will grow. And I need to be ashamed anymore. And I can go out and join them. Oh, but it'll never grow. My hands are so limp. Why won't they get rough? My skin is so slack. Oh, I'd love to have hard skin in that wonderful dull color. Skin that looks decent naked without any hair on it. But there's Song. So charming. Raucous, perhaps. But it does have its charm. I wish I could do it. I've only got myself to blame. I should have gone with them. Oh, there's still time. It's too late. Oh, I'm a monster. Just a monster. No, I'll never become a rhinoceros. Never. Our past changing. I want to, I really do, but I can't. I just can't. I can't stand the sight of me. I'm too ashamed. I'm so ugly. People who try to hang on to their individuality always come to a bad end. I'll take on the whole lot of them. I'll put a fight against the whole lot of them. I'm the last human left. And I'm staying that way until the end. I'm not capitulating!